Good evening. Thank you for being here this afternoon. It's good to have such a good crowd. I'd like to call this March 2026 meeting to order, and we're going to call Sam Smalley forward, and he's going to do the prayer and the pledge for us.
Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for bringing us together today. Thank you for our teachers, our families, and our school system, and the members of the Board of Education. Please give them wisdom as they make decisions and help us as students to do our best. Be kind to one another and be thankful for the chance to learn and grow. We thank you for your love and guidance through Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we have our consent items, which is our agenda, and the minutes of the February meeting is all that's on our consent items. I need a motion to approve those.
I'll make a motion to
Motion by
approve.
Mr. Madison to approve them, second by Mr. Hyden. All in favor? Thank you. All right, no public participation. Next is our Skills USA State Leadership and Skills.
If Mr. Holden could come forward with the students. And I see Ms. Aycock in the back. Thank you for coming.
You go ahead and play the PowerPoint, let them see that. It's not very long. And then I'm going to let each of the students talk about their contest and everything and who they are.
Where am I hitting?
So this was our trip, and these were pictures that all the parents, me, the students, everybody took, and this is the first time they saw it. Miss Aycock made this video for us, that for y'all to see today about what they did and, you know, just the trip that they had and everything. So it was a lot more than just competition and everything. They had a career expo to go to on Thursday. They competed on Friday. Friday night we went to dinner, and then Saturday was the awards. And Grace Quarles is our sheet metal competitor. She actually took first place, and she's going to the Nationals. Hannah Williams and Will Price, they did a metalwork display, and Skylar Cardenas was our welder. Everybody, but if you didn't make the top three, we don't know how you did yet. They haven't released all the scores. So the only one we know exactly where they were was Grace. And like I said, she gets to go to the Nationals, and that'll be the first week in June, and she'll compete. She's the sheet metal competitor for the state of Georgia. She'll be so as you can see the way that Grace is dressed, She just didn't pick this outfit to wear. She's actually got a soccer game in just a little bit. So I'm gonna let her talk first, and then the other students talk a little bit about what they did and what they had to do, and then we're gonna slide on out of here, because I know y'all need some of these seats that we're taking up, so y'all go ahead.
So when we first arrived, we went and did the career expo, which was really fun and everything, getting to explore all the careers with Skills USA. And then the day of the competition, it was hard, but I did okay.
You did better than okay.
And then I just thought it was really fun just hanging out with everybody and seeing what all is there for us in Skills USA.
Yeah, like she said, there was a lot to look at and do. There were a lot of careers to look at and see if you were interested in. It was a very big place. There was so much to do. We had fun doing our little interview. That was pretty much all we had to do in person, but we did work on our project since the day that we got back to school in January. But we had fun on our trip.
I would say the same thing. Excuse my voice. I lost my voice. But I would say the same thing. There was electrical, plumbing, welding, a bunch of different careers that you got to experience. And they even had booths set up where you could kind of participate. And it was a lot of fun. There were a lot of people, but I'd definitely do it again if I could.
And today is also Skylar's birthday, so she turns 18.
Happy birthday.
They all did very well. I know we're just pressed for time, and they could all, and myself too, we could go on and talk about this and hold up the whole meeting, but it was a real good experience. It was a lot of fun. You saw the stuff that they did, and they're all great students. And the great thing, well, except for Skylar's graduating this year, but the other three, they'll be back competing next year too. So, look forward to that too. So, and the nationals. So.
Congratulations.
Let's go. I know you're ready for a soccer game, and I know you're ready for birthday dinners. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, our next item is Board Appreciation Week.
All right, annually, around this time in March, second week in March, every year we recognize our school board members. Some of you may not agree with them all the time. Of course, when it comes to millage rate time and a lot of other things, sometimes you call them and you have questions about what goes on in the school system. Just know that these individuals up here, they do a great job for Lincoln County. They have your best interest at heart when we're making tough decisions back there. And sometimes you may not understand why we make the decision we make, but just know we have a lot of things to go through, a lot of things to read and understand from our legislation. But they have a tough job, and they also have other jobs and other responsibilities. And I know sometimes you want to call them and yell at them and fuss at them, but this time we just want to celebrate you for all the work that you do for Lincoln County, and we definitely appreciate all that you do. I do want to take time to read this proclamation from our governor, if you don't mind. By the governor of the state of Georgia, a proclamation, School Board Appreciation Week. Whereas the education of Georgia's children is the key to the state's continued prosperity and success, and whereas for Georgia to continue to grow, we must commit to our state's students by providing high academic standards, trained teachers and staff, and adequate resources to all schools, and whereas Georgians serving on school boards have demonstrated a strong commitment to the quality public education by securing necessary resources, promoting academic standards, and fostering partnership with communities, and whereas Georgians elected to boards of education collaborate with school systems, parents, businesses, and community leaders so that students can become educated, productive members of our state and nation. Now, therefore, I, Brian Kemp, Governor of the state of Georgia, do hereby proclaim March 8th through the 14th, 2026 as School Board Appreciation Week in Georgia. In witness thereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the Executive Department to be affixed this 13th day of January in the year of our Lord 2026. If you don't mind, let's give a round of applause and appreciation for our school board members. School board, they do have gifts from the Georgia School Board Association. a lanyard with, they can attach a credit card and other devices, and postcards and a certificate. Each one of them has a certificate of appreciation. So thank you for the work that you do for Lincoln County School System and the community as a whole.
Thank you. Our next item is our district legislative delegate and alternate.
Okay? All right, each year we have to, can you click on it, Doctor? Thank you. Each year we need to nominate someone to go to Savannah for our annual conference. That conference this year is Monday through Wednesday, June the 8th through the 10th in Savannah. And we will also need an alternate in case the delegate cannot make it. So we'll entertain
Thought we already decided.
officially,
On that end.
officially, let's go ahead and decide it.
I make a motion, Mr. Mongrue is the delegate and Jim Matheson is the alternate. Neither one of them being.
All right, we have a
I will
motion.
second that.
There you go.
We have a second by Ms. Daniel. All in favor?
I guess.
Have fun.
All right. Thank you. Mr. Mongrue, Mr. Madison, thank you.
Perfect.
Sure.
All right. The next item is our Young Georgia authors presentation.
Dr. Stein will come forth with those presentations.
Good job,
And if I
Margaret.
get, yes, Dr. Goldman, she's already on it like usual. All right, guys, so thank you all for coming. I know we're tight in here, but I was just so excited when I called all you guys that everybody was able to come and be here and drop everything. I know we all love and adore your kiddos, and they have such great parent support. So thank you again for coming, and also congratulations again to our Skills USA, and specifically Grace that was the state winner. She's also one of my soccer players, so I'm really happy for her and the hard work that she puts in everything she does. So again, this is the Young Georgia Authors Competition, and a lot of you might not know a ton about the competition, but what happens is at the school and district level, there will be winners from each grade level based on their writing pieces, and then from there, it'll go on to our RESA, which is composed of several different school districts in the CSRA, and then it will go to the state level after that. So we didn't have any RESA winners this year, but I was very shocked after getting to read a lot of their writing pieces. It's a huge testament to what you guys are doing with them at home, and then also their teachers. Especially in a day, I'll tell Ms. Wells, you know, as an ELA teacher, she knows this. Writing can be more and more difficult for students as technology has progressed. So anyway, they did a great job. There's still a lot of creative writers out there. So what we'll do is I'm going to name the winner for each grade level. They can come up here. Their principal will give them a certificate, and then I will read an excerpt. If it's one of the younger babies, we might, be able to read the whole thing. If it's one of the older ones, we'll probably just read about 100 words or so, an excerpt from there. But I wish I could read the whole writing piece because they're all very, very good. But anyway, so we'll go ahead and get started. For kindergarten, Miss Ryman Smith. Yes, and we'll get a picture with their teachers as well if y'all are here. So while they're doing that, Ryman's story is called The Snow Day. I went sledding and had a snowball fight. I was happy. And she has a beautiful picture, too, that she's drawn with the sled. All right, next we have Mr. Robert Henry Pickrell. Pickrell, is he? Mm-hmm. Hey, Henry. His is also titled The Snow Day. He said, I had the best snow day ever. First, I put on my boots and coat and pants. Next, I got dragged on my golf cart on a sled. Then I had a snowball fight. It was the best snow day ever. Okay. Next, we have Miss Isabel Jones. And you're going to see a theme here. They had a lot of fun on the snow day. The perfect snowman, and she also has a beautiful picture that she drew. She said if I could make my very own snowman, it would look like a real snowman. It would have 3 balls made out of snow. The 3 balls would be its body, coal as its mouth and eyes, a carrot as its nose, sticks as its arms, and little snowballs as its feet. Then it would have a black hat, a scarf, and gloves to keep it warm. And then I'd have my perfect snowman. All right, next, Miss Sabrina Thompson. And she wrote, her title is My Wonderful Trip. Have you ever taken a wonderful trip, so great that it makes you smile and feel warm inside when you think about it? My greatest trip was going to Boston, Massachusetts. The first reason is the great view and the tall building by the pool. The city lights at night are beautiful. There are thousands of lights. There are lots of nice buildings. We had a balcony that we can stand on and see the whole city filled with lights. All right, next we have this Jolie shoe bottle. And Jolie wrote title A Dinosaur. Thump, thump, thump. What could it be, I asked myself. I hopped on my bike and made sure I had my phone in case anything happened. Pedal, pedal, I started to follow the mysterious sound. I came to a town and that's when action happened. Screams scaring the daylights out of you, and the town was destroyed. When I saw what that was, I'm pretty sure my jaw dropped like never before. A T-Rex. But not any kind of T-Rex, the biggest one from the lab that escaped from its enclosure. And it was designed to find me and my family. Alright, Miss Caroline Smalley for 5th grade. Alright, so hers is titled Snow Day Mystery. One cold, snowy day, Katie and her friends, Stacy, Lily, and Haley, were out playing in the snow. Katie's little brother, Ryan, came running into the snow. After an hour of playing in the snow, Stacy went to grab sticks to put on the snowman. And after 15 minutes of Stacy being gone, Lily felt like something is not right. Let's see how they solve the mystery of Stacy going missing. Next we have middle school. All right, for 6th grade we have Samantha Whitley. All right, so the lovely 3 tornado catchers. We're getting closer. The tornado is just a couple miles ahead. Andrew, this is your time, said Oliver. What do you mean? Oliver explained that if they didn't have more time together, Andrew would need to tell Maddie he loves her. Andrew, Maddie looked back. Andrew, I need to tell you something. If we don't have much time left, I want to tell you I love you and I wish we had more time so I could take you out for a date, to have time together. You don't have to say yes, but please just hear me out. I love you, Maddie. Oliver, take the wheel. All right, for 7th grade, we have Miss Cynthia Wells. All right, the love we put in the giving. In my house, there's a picture frame with my parents' engagement photo in it. It is a loving photo of them. But what I notice the most are the words below it. It is a quote from Mother Teresa that reads, "It is not how much we give, but how much love we put in the giving." This reminds me of a time where I found this to be true. I wanted to get a special present for my 1st grade teacher, Miss Banks. If anyone deserved a gift, it was her. She was always so kind and made learning fun with her enthusiastic attitude and contagious smile that could lift anyone's spirits. Okay, for 8th grade, we have Stormy Campbell. All right, the mulberry tree. And this is a poem, but I have it kind of clumped together here, so I'm trying to keep the stanzas apart. The tree was just like me, searching for something bigger than itself. searching for a reason for such greed and pollution, yearning for proper soil care, but factories come by to poison it again. I tried to save it, but the tree was sick like you and I. It was washed away over time. It used to be known for providing you with oxygen to breathe freely among the world. But you and I pollute it with toxins, deadlier than any sickness. The fruit it once produced curled up on the ground, one day to be picked up and eaten, only to pollute the next thing it reaches. The once healthy mulberry tree I cared for, now decayed and sad. All right, we have high school up next. And for ninth grade, we have Miss Kylie Bagley. Alright, so we'll still share some of her work. So 3 Wishes is the name of her writing piece. I was at the beach when I saw a glow in the water. Curiously, I followed the glow to a rocky spot on the beach, and the creature came up from underwater. It was a whale shark that had a pattern of a teal blue that glowed. The whale shark spat out a glass bottle that had a liquid in it. On the bottle it stated, "You have 3 wishes. Use them wisely. Each time you consume some of the liquid, you can ask for 1 wish, but it comes with a cost." I stood silent, looking at the reflection in the water, confused on how this is possible. "You're acting like you've never seen a glowing whale before," said the whale sarcastically. I pinched my arm. "This is a dream, a very real and confusing dream." "Look, I don't have all day," the whale said harshly. I looked up from looking at my reflection in the water. "I have my first wish," I said. All right, Sean Chamberlain. 10th grade. So Sean's title, A Love Note. I lived a hollow life before. I was a shell of my surroundings, and my insides were stuffed with verbatim. Every evening, I walked down the concrete, pretending all my troubles were squashed under each step. I looked back each time, never finding anything. But I saw that lipstick. What a beautiful color, I thought. Then I thought more. I tapped my chin, turned my foot, and thought. If I had stomped any harder, I would have broken my shell. I picked up the lipstick. I knew this color. I knew the lips that wear this color. I love her. I love her as a whole without much desire. Still there's a ruthless passion, yet to retire. I scrambled through my drawer, searching for love. Only I found a starved, dying turtle dove. Rested, cradled in a feather, I found hope. The color of her lipstick on a heart-shaped note. All right, and for 11th grade, we have Balin Robertson. All right, The Tale of Kaliska. Did I say that correctly, Balin? Kaliska?
Oh, no, I
Okay, all right. It'll be Kaliska. All right, my grandchildren, gather around. Sit down, quiet, Ahanu. You can discuss your hunting trip another time. Now let me tell you the tale of Kaliska. Long ago, before you and I were born, animal people and spirits roamed our land. Kaliska is the spirit of the woodlands and the valleys. She is the creator of all the wildlife, from the smallest seed to the most cunning coyote. She even created you and me. She takes care of her creations by providing the necessary items for our survival. Kaliska provides the salt water for the fish, and the wind for the birds, and the straw for our huts. She watches over the land and assures peace to every living creature. But there was a time where no person walked the valleys of the Miwok tribe. Animals and spirits roamed freely over the land. Kaliska would sit by the coast or climb up a tree to look over the land she made. She would even create a gust of wind now and then to allow her long brown hair to flow in the breeze. Wouldn't that be nice? Alright, and last but not least, our 12th grade winner, Zion Dorn. This one's going to make you very hungry. It's Nana's Pies. With a twinkle in her eye, she let me sprinkle the cinnamon and sugar, a generous measure of sweetness and love all around. She taught me how to measure the ingredients with love. It was a messy setting, of course, with flour and sugar everywhere. But the laughter and love in the air made it all the time and clean up after. I was fortunate enough to learn many of her baking secrets. I spent countless hours by her side, eager to absorb her knowledge with more than just sweet potato pies. There were times when the kitchen would become a flurry of flour and sugar, a testament to my enthusiasm and sometimes clumsy attempts. But through it all, Nana remained patient, guiding me with a gentle hand and knowing smile, ensuring that everything was going to be just fine. The smell that filled the kitchen as the pies baked was an experience in and of itself. The sweet fragrance was spread throughout the house and out the door, a signal that something special was on the way. So congratulations again to the grade level winners in your hard work. And thank you for coming, everybody.
Yeah, thank you, students, for your hard work and the parents for your support. Yeah, that should clear us out.
Lose it here, yes.
You're right. I know somebody. I told Kim I come through town the other day, and any time I come through and come up Main Street, I saw 10 people walking on the sidewalk. I didn't know the first one. 3 of them were on 3piece suit. One of them was a Hispanic. There was a white guy and they're walking together. I didn't know nobody else. I mean, it's rapidly changing as far as that. I guess nobody wanted to go over financials.
Am I really that bored?
All right, that's our next item.
Tonight is January 2026, as you can see, and we'll do February's bond and SPOS. Alright, perfect. Alright, so right off the bat, you can see there's about a $700,000 difference from that, from current to prior year. Does anybody remember what that could be? That was the 700 that was withheld when they had the whole tax commissioner changeover. They withheld it until like either February or March. So there's your difference there. There's really no change in property taxes. We didn't, we reduced the millage rate down by the rollback rate. So there's your difference. Our tangibles are still up more than we anticipated. We'll touch on that in the amended budget. TABT is higher as well. This is something we just really can't predict. We were predicting about 50K a month. We're getting 60, 65, sometimes 70. The big change in interest was all of our CDs changing over in January. Remember, we got about 52,000 from Farmer State on that 12-month CD. QBE is still about 80K a month higher than prior year, so there's your difference. State grants are good. A lot of these we get instantly, like our security grant. Those are like CTAE and stuff that we can draw down. Not much on the Medicaid. We're still waiting on an annual cost settlement, and it just comes randomly throughout the year, so not sure when we'll get it. Impact aid, we collected the first payment. It's the big one. It's like $245K. And then the other one was flood control. I think that's the only difference from current year to prior. Last year it was like 8K. This year it was 15. And that 47.5 was school nutrition transfer. So all in all, as you can see, our revenues are always higher. In January, we collected most of our property taxes, and fiscally we're in good shape this time of year. If you look at expenses, I'll entertain any questions you may have, but otherwise it's pretty similar month over month. You can see the same ones that are high and why. I still split out security, tennis courts, pond clearing to keep up with more of what's in maintenance, since maintenance is a large account. The major difference in transportation was the buses. And you can see, so we actually bought the land under capital projects, but we had to transfer it out of general fund. Why it shows as an expense, that's just governmental accounting. I don't really understand that part, but it does show up here too. So that is the main reason our expenses are high, was the $700K we just spent at the end of January. Year over year, you can see our cash is pretty much similar. Reason being, we were $700K short from the county in our tax collections, and we just spent $700K on the land, so there's your washout. It shows you our CDs are pretty much even between Farmer State and F&M. Nothing there. As I've showed you, we're right over 3 million, almost 3.1 total. And our surplus year over year is pretty much identical as well. And you can see, we're up almost 1.1 million from last month over month change. Our capital projects, I mentioned this would change in January. Here it is. So the total amount expense for the land was $728. That was $4,500 for the survey, another $3,700 in closing costs. So $28,229.62 is total expense. No transfers yet. I always wait, for you guys to tell me if or when you want to do it. So I'll hold off on that until noted. School nutrition, don't think of this as a trend. We did have another negative month, but it's really break even. And the main reason why is our food. We were spending about $35K a month in food. It's up over 50. Part of that is just coming back in January, having to restock. The other part is she has taken an initiative to offer better lunches. So I know, isn't it chicken strips every Friday, Dr. Gumby?
Yes, sir.
So she's offering more things that students like. It doesn't reflect in the numbers. You see that this year is lower than last year, but remember we were out a couple of days too with the cold weather. So with that, I think we're still doing pretty good. So this is more what the program was designed for, was more to break even. So it looks like we're going to get closer to that moving forward. Our SPLOS is down again, but I think Dr. Gumby noted it has been down the last 9 years in February. Most of that this is January's collections. It's right after all the spending at Christmas, so it really makes sense. But if you look back at February year over year across, and even on the next one, it is lower than January for the past 9 years, which is kind of wild. SPLOS summary, not much has changed. Remember, this is lower than prior year just because we made the interest payments out of it instead of touching the bond account. We are about to touch the bond account though at the end of the month. You can see here where the difference is. So the major difference is in our bond because we did not touch it. But we are about to. So this sheet now shows what we owe on March 31st, or I think it's actually April 1st, but obviously we paid a day in advance. We owe 3.18, so we have 65K coverage right now. That's without March's bond payments, that's without March's SPLOS, so we should be probably 200 coverage after March, and we'll start hitting on next year's payments. But I still think this was a really good deal for us to save, I think it's $36,000 a payment on interest. So that should help the school district out over the next 11 years, I think it was. Fun stuff. Okay, so the big one that we talked about last month, I told you it could change. It did. It did not pass the House. It was House Resolution 1114. The guy that was backing it completely changed it, and it still did not work. So forget about the homestead property taxes. He also did 1116, and this is the one he changed drastically. It did pass. It's in the Senate now. And a lot of it doesn't hit us. They kind of reworded some SPLOS deals, like for the city and county. They're not property tax exemptions now. It's gonna come out of sales tax and come back into your property tax. Doesn't really affect us. We should still get the same funding. The biggest issue is this 3% cap or CPI cap. And we're not sure how they're gonna do it yet, but if this passes, we are in deep, deep trouble. So what this means is, if you can you click right here? By the way, these are hyperlinks, so if you want to go back and look, these are the actual bills. All you have to do is click on the blue, and it'll take you right to it.
Okay.
You want to escape out? Yes. All right, go to the Adobe at the bottom, video. And zoom in. So I'm not sure if any of you have seen this before. This is the actual filing that we have to do each year for our property taxes. This is how we set our millage rate. You know, you guys vote on it, but then we have to send a sheet to the state saying what it is. All right, this is 2024's. We went from 15,079 down to 14,579. But the actual, rollback rate was 13,591. We decided not to take it. We just took you know, the regular. We stayed in the spot, we did our 3 meetings, all of that. So the tax increase was 7.27%. That is over the 3% that the state is now wanting to cap us at. What that means is we would have to have a special election referendum and let the county vote on whether we can operate our budget under y'all's means. So that is very, very bad to me. That takes all the power away from you guys. It takes it away from us budgeting, really, and it starts affecting jobs. So hopefully there'll be a lot of fight on this, and this will change in the Senate, but that is the biggest cause for concern right now, is that we cannot adjust our own millage rate.
What was that? 1116?
House
Yeah,
Bill
House Bill
1116.
1116.
That's the main part in it. It's got a bunch of different parts, and if you read the bill, it pulls from other bills and pulls from current legislature, so it's kind of hard to read. But the 3% part is very, very scary. They started FY '27 budget yesterday. Obviously, this is new for anybody that reviewed it before yesterday. They changed it. They were talking about going over 2,000. I think it's 2028 per employee. It's down to only $50 increase. That is both certs and non-certs. Remember, the state will pay for certs, local board pays for non-certs. So not a huge change. That's actually a lot better than where we were thinking. Back to our employees, he called for the state of, in his state address for a $2,000 salary supplement. Either the House or the Senate dropped it to $1,250, and then right at the end, they pushed it back to $2K. So they are funding it just like we did in December of '23. He's doing all QBE funded teachers and admin, along with bus drivers, nutrition workers, and school nurses, if you have a licensed LPN. So I have a calculation. It's already been signed. It was signed last Tuesday, I think, about a week ago. A lot of people always ask, what is QBE funded? This is on our QBE sheet. It's not, you know, directly each teacher. It's just how the state funds. The system's been around since what, 1985?
85.
1985. Who knows if it'll ever change, but it's 40 years old already. So what is that? I have a little projection. You can see the teachers and positions that are funded, basically 150 out of our 207, I think. So here's just a projection as to what it would cost us if the local board decided to fully fund all employees. And Dr. Goldman mentioned that I did mess up the decal, so that 8550 should be 16,000. So they're funding the teachers and what do they call it, the teacher assistants. So they're actually funding 8 positions, which would be 16,000, not just the 4 I had included. So that number would really be 96K. Once again, it's just a complete projection. We've not received any money from the state yet. I would expect it in the next week or 2, but not 100%. So it's up to you guys on if you want to wait on it and sit. I don't think there's any rush to do anything unless you want to.
Do they send the money for the benefits, or we have to come up with that?
They pay for FICA. And that's all we charge. We don't, it doesn't hit health insurance or your retirement account since it's separate, since it's a supplement. So, but they do pay FICA, so yes. They pay, 7.65%, I think. So that is a good thing. Yes, they cover dollar for dollar what they say, which they'll cover dollar for dollar bus drivers, nutrition workers, and custodians.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those three, they will cover every one that we have on our CPI sheet. So the ones they don't fully fund are the teachers that we have in excess, some of the extra admin, some of the, that would be like some of my office, some of your secretaries and stuff like that.
When you say they funded the FICA at 7.65, isn't there a matching 7.65 from local funds?
Yeah,
Okay, I just,
they don't fund that part.
what's that?
They only fund, well,
Okay,
no, it's, so they fund the employer side, and the employee does their side.
okay,
So they
okay,
do fund the
okay,
employer side.
okay.
Correct.
So bottom line,
Gotcha.
that 102,000,
That's what it would cost us to fully fund.
About 96, you said, right?
Correct. It would be 96, with the aerial and the decal funding, pre-K funding.
Hadn't we done it across the board in the past?
We
Yes.
did, the first year I was here in December of 23, it was 1,000, and I think it cost around 50. So this is double, we did then. So,
I think it was before they got us, they called it a stipend or something for a couple of thousand. I think we ended up doing it then too.
Yep, I think.
When I was on the board, they did
Oh,
a
really?
stipend or something for like 2,000, and I think we ended up doing it across the board then as well.
probably so. I mean, the hard part is how do you tell QBE funded? So like the weird spot here is we have two schools, so we have two media specialists. We get paid, we receive funding for 2.04. So do you pay them more and you pay the other teachers less? Like the state has a really weird way of showing you they care about you. So,
Why not add it all up and divide it by the number of teachers and?
I don't know if there's any, state restrictions off of that, since they're saying they're paying, I get you, I guess your QBE part, but like you couldn't do that for the bus drivers and stuff, since they're paying dollar for dollar on teachers. I mean, yeah, so that's how we would actually do it, teacher. You would take, each line, and if it was like 3.75 for 4 kindergarten teachers, they would basically have to split it, if that's what, you all voted on.
They, in that legislation, they were very adamant you cannot do that. That was one of the talking points before it got approved, after it got sent back up, that boards have no discretion to do that.
That's what I was thinking too. Yeah, I remember something about that before. Yeah, that we had to give, you had to give what the state said you had to. You didn't have to do to everybody else,
Right.
but you have to give to the teachers what the state said give to the teachers, if I'm not mistaken.
so we gotta go with $102,000,
Really 96.
okay, or just have bad morale with the ones that don't get anything. Is that what I'm hearing?
Correct,
Okay.
correct.
In a nutshell.
And previously, we funded the whole thing, right?
Happy Board Appreciation Week.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what,
So that is all I have. We're trying to stay on top of all the legislation, we're just changing daily. So, the House had the big bills for us this time. We'll see if the Senate changes them, but it's a lot of charter school stuff out there. I think that's where Atlanta is pushing things, a lot of charter school stuff that doesn't really pertain to us. But we'll let you know stuff as needed.
And we'll bring this on the next month agenda. Hopefully they'll go ahead and send the money. So not gonna do anything till the money's in the bank.
Okay.
And then we'll come back next
So we
board
don't
meeting and
need to
get it
make a
approved,
decision
if
on
you-
it now.
whatever decision we decide.
So we don't need to make a
Nothing
decision on
tonight,
that,
no, sir.
Okay.
so I got a question, back on the expenses. Expenditures, is that what you got on there?
I can get back to you.
Some kind of way, on the security, you got 104,000 or, yeah. What does that entail?
I'm glad you asked. I looked it up earlier, going into all that is. So about 25,000 of that is Centegix. That's our security system with the badges, what do you call it, the button you
Mobile
click.
alert
We have,
panics.
an issue.
Is that a one-time deal or subscription?
Yeah, I think it's like, it's a
Subscription.
subscription, but it was more upfront than it is annually, but it's like, I wanna say it's like $10,000 or $15,000 a year, and it was 25 upfront.
Okay.
The only other thing in there, other than the SROs, was the window at the elementary school. We put in an outdoor access window to keep parents or, just keep the public in and out of the building. So about $30K, the other $75K is our SRO expense.
Okay, 75, and that's from July to January.
Correct, July 31st to January 31st, really.
But can we expect another 75 out of SRO to the rest of the year?
No, sir, because we're, how many days?
Or, I mean, I'm thinking clearly.
Yeah, so we're 3/4 of the way through.
Another 25,
Yeah, another 30.
okay,
No, 25, yeah, correct, somewhere in there.
okay. Okay,
Well, I guess this is through January, so yeah, probably another 35, maybe 40-ish max,
so,
which is basically what we got in funding.
so we got 100,000 in funding for SRO?
We got
Or safety.
141 something total, but that was to be divided out how we wanted, not just SRO.
Okay,
So that 30 I mentioned is
Okay,
pulled
okay.
out of there as well.
okay.
But yes, it should be it should be over 100K in SRO expense for the year.
So are we still projected on course to exhaust our SPOS September, October?
I have not run that calculation with the, what was it, the 80 something we had, and then the 92 this month. It's gonna be close. I can look that up and email you or let you know at the next meeting. But I think it's gonna be really close if so we had to have like 101K or something for the remainder. And that was back, when was that, last April or so when we did that meeting? Or was it in the fall? When did Raymond James come? Was it
Fall.
So yeah, the 88 and the 92 definitely hit into that. And also the 115 helped, so I'll run that. I think it's gonna be very close.
I was just thinking about the supplements for the teachers and all that stuff. That's something we should be able to use that for at that point, correct?
In the future, yes, sir.
Yeah.
And if you just look at April, May, and June, just last year, the numbers go way up. So hopefully going to be on that same path. Next 5 months, but not counting March, but April through August is pretty good for us.
Yeah, I mean, you could definitely see March take another hit just with February being a shorter month, but after that, summertime always brings more activities here.
I do want to pause since you mentioned safety and Centegics, and if one of the principals want to kind of just talk about having Centegics and some of the things that has helped the school system with. So just real quick, either principal.
So there's 2 different notifications. There's a 3-button press, I need help, that we use for a student or a staff medical event, or a fight that needs administrative intervention that you can't get to the intercom. And so just this past month alone, we had a student that had a seizure. He actually had 2 on different days. And then we had a student choke in the lunchroom. So we immediately get a notification to our phones for the STAR team to report to that location. And then the other press is about an 8 press, and that puts the school on lockdown. We actually had 1 inadvertent press incident that happened. And everybody went on lockdown and put the KISS locks across and lowered the blinds and all of that. But it was just a false alarm. And that notifies law enforcement right away.
But the 3-button press, which is more common than that, it pops up with a map that tells you exactly where the emergency is happening, so you can know exactly where to go route that. So.
Very fortunate to have it.
And y'all like it?
Absolutely.
Unless you mash it 8 times by accident.
Or, lean on the desk and.
Yeah. So it automatically calls law enforcement.
The big one on
The lockdown one.
Oh, yeah, but it was,
They have
Where are
access
they?
to
Y'all got one on you?
To left,
Did you have one on your person?
right now.
Yeah.
Mine's in
Anybody have one? Oh, I'm just curious to see what it looks like. Yeah. I wanna match it. I can't match
We
it.
go on
not 8 times, please.
Oh,
They do come, and they come in a hurry.
Really?
They have the app on their phone.
Yeah, the SROs have access to the 3-button press, but dispatch gets the lockdown alert immediately.
Wow.
Okay.
That's nice.
Yes.
That's really nice.
We have an interagency agreement with 911 through this program. Okay.
Don't press it.
Man.
But yeah, so you would
That's
press
the button.
right there for 3 times.
Okay.
Another good thing about it is you get weekly updates if any of the batteries are going low or if any of them need things changed up. So,
And it'll tell you if the person hadn't been here. So if they left their badge at home for a couple of days, it will let us know that badge has not been reported on campus. So they have to bring them and have to wear them.
I know.
That's pretty neat.
Here's
Yeah,
Gab.
pretty cool. Thank you.
All right, our next item is policies for review.
I think it's the non-resident.
I'm sorry,
When you
yes.
logged in, you'll see the
Yes.
non-resident request.
I'm sorry, I skipped, yep, non-resident enrollment requests.
You have that in your file of a student who wants to come here from, I think it's Briarwood, Briarwood Academy.
Broward.
So I entertain a motion and a second and approval to allow this individual
All right,
to attend Lincoln County Schools.
I make a motion.
motion by Mr. Heitman to accept the student. Second by Mr. Moncrief, all in favor? Thank you. All right, now policies for review.
All right, the first policy for review is the school board records. This policy just says that the system must have a management program and comply with state and federal guidelines for the retention, storage, and removal and destruction of records. We do that. So the policy is good as written. Another review policy is qualifications and duties for teacher education. We no longer have the POUs unless you're retired and you want to come back and be part of the system and keep your certification. But the 10 units are no longer required. Each teacher will participate in TEKS. The administrators at each school will go in and do observations, and if everything is good, they will give them, they will check off that they get adequate progress. They've made adequate progress on their plan, and if there are any issues, the principals would definitely meet and talk with the teachers. Each year, not each year, but when someone's new to the system, they must be fingerprinted and have a criminal record check, and then at the time of renewal, which is 5 years, they will get another fingerprint. So this policy includes both of those.
Do they do drug testing? We do drug testing?
No, sir, we do drug testing on the individuals who drive our vehicles.
Not when you're first hired?
No. The third one for review is validation of entrance age, and that every child is required to submit a birth certificate within 30 days, and some exemptions can go up to 120 days with written request. So those are 3 policies for review, and they're perfect as written.
Go ahead to revision and.
Revision, student support team response intervention. This policy, I checked with our attorney, and this policy, most districts are just going to a summary of this 3-page document. Our document has the definitions, the process, the requirements, and this just lets you know this is a process and not a policy. So the summary details everything in those 3 pages of the process that we're going to do to provide support for students who have problems with academic, social, or behavior issues at school. So we want to strike out all of that and just have that summary.
All right, policies for deletion.
Again, we ran this by our team. Employment of students. We will follow Title 39 of the required statutes of Georgia law. that of how students are to be employed if they're minors. So this policy needs, can be deleted because we're gonna, again, follow by the state law, Title 39. And there are several pages to that law, and I'm sure high school, Dr. Walski and his team are very familiar with the policy and all the changes that have gone through that policy. And then policy relations with other agencies, deletion of that policy, again, that is Georgia Code 20-2-133. So there's no need of having a local policy if we're following the state policy, and there are no changes from the state policy. So we are asking that to be deleted because kids who are placed in facilities, there are procedures and policies in place already for us, or when they come to our system. So we can go ahead and delete that policy and just follow by the state policy.
All right, any questions on the policies? If not, we'll move on to superintendent's report.
I don't have any, but today Dr. Walski and I and the counselor attended the STAR banquet for the STAR teacher and the STAR student. Ms. Kate McWhirter was our STAR student, and Ms. Amy Wheeler was our STAR teacher. So we had a luncheon at the First Baptist Church in Augusta, and that was with all of the RESA schools, so probably 8, 10, 12 schools in the RESA district, and each person got a chance to come up and tell why they chose their teacher of the year. And I always forget the criteria for STAR student. I think it's the highest SAT at one sitting. Wait, one sitting. Yeah. So, but congratulations to Kate and Ms. Wheeler. We hope to have them at the April board meeting so they can be recognized. But I want to let you know that the luncheon was today.
All right, I need a motion to adjourn. I'm sorry, to go to executive session. Yeah. My computer and my paper are not exactly lined up, so, yeah, motion to go to executive session by Mr. Madison, second by Mr. Mullins. All right, let me call this meeting back to order. The superintendent is recommended, and I'll make a motion that we accept the retirement of Robin Jones as a paraprofessional.
Second.
Second by Mr. Madison, all in favor? Superintendent is recommended, and I'll make a motion that we accept the resignation of Barbara Norman as a paraprofessional, Michael Mims as a custodian, and Tracy Markwater as a teacher.
Second.
Second by Mr. Heitman, all in favor? Superintendent is recommended, and I'll make a motion that we renew the contract for Delaney Deal.
Second.
Second by Mr. Heitman, all in favor? Superintendent is recommended, and I'll make a motion that we hire Carolyn Curley as a school nurse.
Second.
Second by Mr. Madison, all in favor? Superintendent's recommended, I'll make a motion that we hire Alice Bell as a school nutrition assistant substitute.
Second.
Second by Mr. Heitman, all in favor? Superintendent is recommended, and I'll make a motion that we hire, is it Ramey Quattlebaum as a paraprofessional? Ramey Quattlebaum as a paraprofessional and a bus driver.
Second.
Second by Mr. Heitman, all in favor? Superintendent's recommended, and I'll make a motion that we hire Emily Starbuck, Gwendolyn Neal, and Carly Chadwick as paraprofessionals.
Second.
Second by Mr. Heitman, all in favor? Superintendent's recommended, and I'll make a motion that we hire Carol McCullough as a special education teacher for PT and FT.
From part-time to full-time.
Part-time, full-time.
Second.
Second by Mr. Madison, all in favor? And I need a motion to adjourn.
Let's go.
Mr. Mongrove, second by Mr. Madison, thank you.
All right.
Don't forget your cake
Oh, yeah.
and your
Next
certificate.
meeting.
Good job.
Thank you. Did I miss something?
We got to
Yeah.
change something.
Yeah.
Open me back
Yes.
up.
Want me to open something for you?
No, not up there. Amanda Chester
Okay,
as a full-time teacher. She's currently a para, and she's be certified as a teacher for next year.
Amanda Chester.
Amanda Chester.
Okay, I need to call this meeting back to order, and we need to, the superintendent has recommended, and I make a motion that we hire Amanda Chester as a
Teacher.
teacher.
At the elementary school.
Yes.
Elementary school. Second by Mr. Madison, all in favor? Thank you.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn by Mr. Heitman, second by Mr. Munger. Thank you.